I am just checking in. I should probably have this all set up before I go, but what's the fun of that? So, here we are. It is January 15th. It is a third. No, what day is it? God, what day is it? Thursday. Hey, anyway, we're having a good time. There's been so much happening this week. I wouldn't say a matter goes quick, but there's so much to cover throughout the week, throughout the world with all the happenings right now. And we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to leave it up to questions. Let me know what you're thinking as people kind of roll in. And I'm going to check some of the stats that we've had coming up because yeah, it's hit or miss. This algorithm thing with YouTube is just absolute hit or miss. And I'm telling you right now, it is it keeps you up at night if you really want to pay attention on this whole thing. All right, good. So we are there. All right. Now, looking at this, if there's something you want to actually talk about, if there's something you want to hear my opinion about, great. If you want to give your opinion about something too, fantastic. So whatever you feel like moving in there, and then we'll go from there. Kind of like to, again, don't like to say I know everything because I don't, of course, but it's one of those things where I will more than happy give you my opinion if you want it. Now that's up to you. That's your fault. That's your disclaimer right there if you want to do that. But I got a few videos going on. I did a couple interviews last week that are doing very, very well, believe it or not. I'm actually pretty surprised how many watch hours that are on this thing. And I didn't expect it. Let's put it that way. Looking at the whole thing. Jeez, interesting. Really is interesting. Again, who's watching this stuff? Who's paying attention? That's the craziness of it. But, you know, to each his own. And I've been following a lot of stuff, trying to do a lot of things online as well, and with YouTube, and just trying to go through the motions of supporting the people that support me, and then also learning about all the other channels. Of course, you go down a rabbit hole and you start reading a whole bunch of other things, and it's fun. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to put this down just for fun because I have it. If I didn't have it, it'd be kind of weird, but no, let me just, no, retouch. I don't want to retouch. I don't want to do that. I want to hit. And that's the other thing about this whole scenario is trying to just figure out what is up. I will put this up. No, that's dumb. I don't want to put that up. What if I put that up? There we go. How about that? Talk about gas prices. $1.96 where I'm at in Tennessee. How crazy is that? That was fun. But we did a few things. No, I can't see this. I can't see nothing. No, that's the problem. The background. Where'd my Leering Center go? That's gone. Now, how about that one? That's a weird one. I'm still waiting for a couple people to check in. And that's the other thing. I got to do a better job of letting people know that I'm going to be going live. Because that's the other issue, is no one knows, for that matter. Lofty. How come that is all I get? Oh, there we go. There's my higher one. See? I tell you, I'm learning every single day. I am learning every single day of what's going on. So hopefully that attracts maybe people who would come in and be like, oh, look, the Leering Center. How much fun have we had with that one? How many billions upon billions of dollars have we actually seen with that come across? And that's been the interesting thing. Hello there, Mobius One. Thanks for jumping in. Called Kevin. Dwight Anderson. Hey, Dwight Anderson, what is it? Is it literally cold like heaven? Your kids never heard of me. I'm like a YouTuber or something. All right, interesting. All right, Hunter Pierce, welcome. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. So again, if you're just joining me, we've been doing this channel about since March, and learning a lot because it's one of those things. Mobius, I'm doing good. It's one of those things where I just continue to learn from my subscribers and people that have come on the channel. We pretty much people from around the entire world. It's pretty amazing to me how many people are checking in and watching American politics, while at the same time having their own opinion and that kind of thing. And it's crazy. But the other day we were talking to a guy from Finland. He kind of laid us in the whole thing about Greenland, and if we're going to get Greenland, if America how Donald Trump's going to take that over if and when we decide to do it. Let me know what your opinion is on that one. I'm actually about to drop a video about that as far as what why we would benefit from getting Greenland, what it means, how we can do it. There's a lot of stuff. And I don't know if you guys understand how many bases there are around this entire world, which I'm learning at the same time. But something like, what, 188? Is that what I read? I haven't gone through the whole report yet. I got 5 pages right here of stuff that my research that I'm doing, that I'm putting together. My team and I, we're just kind of going through it and figuring it all out. But it is fascinating. It's fascinating. And I don't know if you guys know, but no country has an actual base in America. However, there is one country right now that actually has a training force going on in the continental United States, which to me is a little scary. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it's we haven't never done it before. That all of a sudden we start doing it. Where does that lead us down that road? And what agreements did we have? What did I got to look at that too, as far as when did that actually start. I believe it was under President Trump, but I'm not positive. Let me see here. When did Tar get a base in the USA? I got to look that up. So, 1996. No, is Trump allowing? My apologies. I should have had that ready to go when I did it. But anyway, Mobius was I'm not sure it's only happening in Brazil, but around the country, some criminals are considered victims of society. According to the population, what's your opinion? Okay, yeah. Are you from Brazil? Is that where you're checking in from? It'd be very cool if you are. Yes. It comes down, Mobius, to the whole thing of blame. Don't blame the victim. Blame the person or whatever, blame society. I mean, I think you're exactly right. Victims of society. It's not that person's fault. That's where they were raised, or it's here in America. Okay, so you're American, but you live there. So I keep hearing the whole thing. It's a systematic racial thing. It's systematic society. Everybody's against it. The system is rigged, so people of color can't succeed and that kind of thing. All based on racism, and just call it what you want to. But they can't say racism anymore because basically people have used the word racism to now it means nothing. It's like still screaming that people are Nazis, and it just means nothing. It's background noise at this point. Everybody is completely over it. So yeah, victims of society. It's not their fault they're poor. It's society's fault that they're poor, so they have to steal in order to to feed their family. So sorry, it's okay. They only stole bread. That's it. I mean, what AOC, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, was famous for saying, "Oh, these people are just robbing the Gucci stores and the Apple stores just so they can feed their families. That's all they're doing it for." It was a whole bunch of hoopla and everything. And I mean, everybody sees through it. I don't know why some of the politicians think we're all idiots, because it's one of those things like you're done. Like that's it. But I'm still trying to find this answer on here. 50 miles north of Boise, which is the state's capital. It doesn't say when. What is the mission of the base? When was it conceived? Oh, it was conceived. It's called 2017. Okay. All right, so it was during Trump's first thing. Interesting. I didn't know that. All right, so that's kind of what's happening right there. I just want to get to the details of the thing. If you're just joining me for the first time, I'm actually going in there, going to be doing a whole story about Iran, Qatar, about the bases we have here in the United States. We're going to be talking about Greenland and why that's so important on that one. That's kind of what we're looking at doing. But as we approach 10 minutes, if you just follow me for the first time, please like and subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel, and I really appreciate that one. But dropped a few. I've been trying to do more shorts as well. Kevin Roberts. Hey, Kevin Roberts. Good to see you, sir. Hello. It's good to see somebody. But checking it out. Did a couple shorts. I've been trying to throw things, kind of little minor stuff. Because I used to go, all my videos was like, I would just strictly go detailed. It would take me like 2-3 days to put a video up because I was looking at everything, trying to go through all the whole things. You're more on your way back. It's fine. You can wave again. That's fine. Anyway, it's good to see you, Kevin Roberts. And so I decided, it's probably best if I just put a couple questions up there for people and wanted to make sure to see things that were happening. But so check out the last couple of days. This is from basically the 2 on the 13th, 4 yesterday, and 3 today. I didn't realize I did that many, but I forgot. So if you can, take a look at those shorts and see what you think. Go through them, answer them. It always helps to comment too as well. If you like them, great, fantastic. Hit the like button or comment. Let me know what you think too. Let me know what your actual opinion on that whole thing is. Again, I'm just putting those shorts this week. Obviously, they lean a certain direction, but at the same time, I still want to open it for suggestions, open it for questions, and see what you guys thought about that. So that's what I was overall looking at doing. And I see this green halo around my head, so I'm going to move my light. Does that make it any better? That makes it worse. That's actually worse. That's terrible. Again, we're just completely trying to do different stuff. So when I make it big, it'll be huge. And that's what we're looking at doing. But it is a long process. So we're just hitting 11 minutes. If you just joined me the first time, yeah, it's one of those things where this algorithm, trying to balance between videos, shorts, lives, it is absolutely phenomenal. It's just phenomenal in a sometimes good, sometimes bad way. But that's what we're doing on that one. But anyway, by the way, if you are having your favorite drink tonight, put that up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Because otherwise, that's fun. Thistle Finch, that's what that was. I have no idea what that is. I expect the green halo is the green screen. It is okay. So it is the screen. Yeah. Obviously, I don't have the Obviously, I don't have the Leering Center behind me. That would be a good sign. If you saw Nick Shirley, he got his T-shirts made and everything else. I could imagine that's gonna be like a hot seller for I don't know, Christmas or probably too soon for Christmas, but probably for Halloween next year maybe. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out, but. Yeah. I just got to get that right balance of having light and darkness and shade and shadow. I don't know. I got a new LED light, cost $115. I thought that was going to be the end all, but no, it's not. So that's kind of what I'm at. But anyway, check in. Mobius, you said you live in Brazil, from America. I'm just curious where the other guys are from too, as well. How I can tell when my food. Do you know? I can tell when my food is poisoned. Before or after you eat it? Because I can tell you afterwards what happens. No, I have no idea. Yeah, interestingly, that was a huge way to kill people back in the day, but I think things have gotten a little different now. But I know there's a lot of before. No. Always smell things before you do it. But there's a lot of dictators in the world, though, that actually still have taste testers, believe it or not. I mean, that's what they do because they're so worried about being poisoned. Imagine living your life like that and do it. That's kind of crazy to me, how that would all play out and do the whole thing. But anyway, Kevin Roberts, what do you got going on? Anything happening over there? Happening in your world? Never trust your ex-wife. Yeah, that's true. If your ex-wife is making you food, especially if you're giving child support, well, not child support, shoot, everything for that matter. It's warm and sunny. Is that the weather over there? That's funny. That's good. Yeah, it's actually 79 degrees. Wow. Where I'm at right now, I think I want to say it was like 28, something like that. Felt like 19 with a wind chill. So we're kind of checking all that stuff out. But as we move forward, so going back to this thing, we did a couple lives earlier this week. I missed yesterday, but we did a bunch of stuff where we were going over questions. And I was talking to people around the world, and we were going over some of the details about Greenland. So I kind of want to get your feelings about Greenland and how that plays out, because it seems like Donald Trump, in all of his wisdom, is completely focused on that, and almost to the point where he's starting to just threaten that he's going to start doing it. So I am curious how that happens, because militarily we just can't. We should not do it. We should, no matter what my feelings are about anything. The military is never the right way to do it. Now, will NATO crumble if we do that? I mean, NATO's threatening, if they're going to fight back if they do that. Well, that's just crap. You're not going to do anything. So that's kind of the hard scenario of it. But can we bribe them? That's the big thing. Can we bribe them? That's what I want to know. And I think we can. We give them $100,000 and we start moving in there. And the 57,000 people that live there, they're going to say, fine, no problem. Then we're on our way. That's kind of the nice thing to way to do too. If we can have them say they want to overthrow the Denmark, having them watching them going forward, then we're in the rights on that one. So Mobius, yeah, some armies are developing drones to replace fighter pilots. I'm concerned it would affect the people who want to become pilots like me. It's a yeah. Well, congratulations. It's cool if you want to be a pilot. That's awesome. And I think the overall there, I don't care how much become a drone pilot. Like Kevin says, yeah, become a drone pilot. That's not. I mean, still that's still a pilot, right? I mean, until AI can actually like lock into certain things and do things, you can always be a drone pilot. So you're right on that one. I would say though, no matter how good AI is, you're still always going to need some kind of human to be behind the wheel of something. Okay, now yeah, a lot of those drones that are just flying around. Of course, you don't want to be on a kamikaze pilot on a drone, which are the missiles and stuff. You don't want to be you don't want to be flying those around. But yeah, if you could sit, that's the cool thing about our military as well is that you got guys that are sitting there, in Ohio, Idaho, Iowa. It doesn't matter where they're at, but they're flying all the way around, halfway around the world, flying these drones. And they're looking at plain as day, just like anything else. I mean, that's the power of our military. That is phenomenal that we can do that. And it is kind of scary that we have that now, but eventually some other countries are going to start doing that. I mean, we've been selling our technology to other people and giving it to them for that matter. So when do they catch up? And then what's next? Can we do anything next? But for the big liner, I mean, depending on what kind of exactly Mobius, what kind of actual pilot you want to be, whether it's military or if it's just commercial flying, there will always be a job for you because they're always going to need that human hand to take over in case there is a problem. Or just in case it goes down. I mean, in case there's an EMP blast and all of a sudden the plane can't, function, and you got to go back to basic things where you're pulling on stuff and pulling levers and pushing buttons. It's a long shot, but of course, the whole thing about the space shuttle back in the day, and when they first landed on the moon, that the fact that our cell phones have more power than the space shuttle, but they still got there. They're still able to do the whole thing, and that tells you a lot about it. So, yeah, AI is going to replace a lot of stuff, but like Kevin Roberts just said, it's a matter of maneuvering around the AI, maneuvering around the technology to make everything stronger, and you just got to be better for it. And if you become a pilot, that's why you're going to be doing that. And you could be flying drones, you could be flying anything, but they're still going to need you on there. So that's a good question, though. I like it, Mobius. That's good. Good for you. Hey, how old are you, by the way, if you want to become a pilot? Because like those days for me are long gone. Put it that way. Anyway, that's fun. Thanks for telling me. I even subscribe. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Mobius. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Cool. Yeah, currently 17. Oh, you're 17. Yeah, you are in the perfect age right now. All right, cool. That is awesome. Good for you. And yeah, I would definitely, shadow people that are in the industry, if it's pilot or whatever, in the military, whatever you want to do. Start talking to them. You would be surprised. Oh, no, it is not. Kevin, is not the drinking glass you think it is. I apologize. I didn't know you're going to be on here. But anyway, back to Mobius. It is amazing. You would be amazed if you just simply find a pilot or whatever industry you want to go into and just absolutely say, hey, you know what? I'm 17 years old. I want to be a pilot someday. Can you help me? I guarantee that person will probably turn around, bend over backwards and help you out and actually help you, walk you through it, tell you all the goods, the bads, the pros, the cons, all of those things going forward and be able to help you out. So that's my kind of advice for you. Seek those people out. They're probably not hard to find, but you still got to actually go out there and find them. And that's kind of the important thing with that one. But if you're 17 living there, you're in a prime time, man. I tell you. I don't know, Kevin, what do you think about going back to being 17 again? Wouldn't that be great? I'll be 48 this month. I'll be 48 a week from Friday. Ah, boy, that's fun. Yeah. So we're not looking forward to that. But anyway, some fun stuff. Good stuff, guys. What do you see for happening the rest of the week? Anybody else got any stories for the rest of the week? What's happening? I'm curious, obviously, what's happening in Minneapolis. Only if I knew now, I could take it with me. Yeah, I agree. I didn't know squat when I was 17. Let's put it that way. Might not be able to be on your birthday, but I'll give you a one already. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Minneapolis thing and Minnesota, for that matter, is you're seeing more and more people fighting back, and yeah. I still don't know what they're fighting back, and I know that it's going to come to a head eventually, because man, the other day I was reading something this morning or watching something about some officer was arresting somebody. He was just arresting somebody, and some other people came out of an apartment complex and started beating the officer with a snow shovel and a broom handle. And people are just getting bolder and bolder and fighting back on law enforcement, which is something you can't do that. You just can't do that. You cannot. So the fact that all these people are going to jail, they're getting caught, it amazes me when they get thrown down and they're like, you can't do that. I'm an American citizen. I'm like, you punched an officer. You totally can do that. I'm seeing that going forward where it's like, man, why do these people think they're so emboldened that they can do whatever they want to? Because you can't. You can't. And I'm curious, and this is a story that I need to look up, is all of the people that are getting arrested for fighting ICE and law enforcement, like, where are they being put? Do we have are the jails big enough? Are the prisons big enough? And I mean that sincerely. If you guys know that, let me know. Put it in the comments, put it in the chat, let me know. But where are these people going? Are they just getting a slap on the wrist and being thrown out? Are they actually just paying a fine and leaving? Are they paying for bail? Well, how are they not being behind bars? And I would not, if I were the Border Patrol or ICE or just anybody, I would start showing the videos. Now, there might be some privacy things on there, but I'd start showing the videos of people behind bars, showing them like, hey, this idiot did this. This idiot, tried to run over a police officer, or this idiot tried to stop traffic. This idiot punched somebody. This idiot, impeded all that. And be like, hey, this guy's in jail and he's missing out on his family. They're missing out on life. They're not going to work, which I say not going to work like they're actually working right now, because a lot of those people don't even have jobs, or they're being paid to be protesters. That has been proven. That is coming out now. There is a fund. There's a whole bunch of information coming on about that one. And I'm looking at the whole scenario of it. When's that point where you're just like, yeah, we're not good enough and we're not doing it? And then you switch gears. Let's go look at Iran, which I did a couple videos and a couple shorts about Iran and what's happening with all of that. All right, Mobius, quick question. Do you know the phonetic alphabet? If you do, can you tell each one of them by order? Okay. Pardon my ignorance, the phonetic alphabet. But I do want to go back to, okay, wait, there's no. Oh, do I know the whole thing? No. I used to at one time. I did. Yeah. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Yeah, I used to know most of them. Not anymore. There was a time I wanted to be actually a police officer. And okay, so actually Mobius, back to what we talked about being a pilot, I did a lot of ride-alongs with the police, the sheriffs, and the CHP. I did a whole bunch of stuff. So I was able to go back and I knew them, but of course some of the call signs on a few different areas are different. But yeah, the Alpha Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. I could probably know the little ones, but moving in, I mean, I didn't know Q was Quebec. Yeah, Army of Romeo. U is uniform. I didn't know that one. Yankee Zulu. Yeah. I could get by if I had to. We'll just say that. I look Somali. Yeah. Well, please, if you don't mind, yeah, I'm opening up a new learning center in Minneapolis. If you guys check that out, put your kids in there. Megatron, I learned English in Quality Learning Center. Amazing humans, amazing people. I like that. I learned English. That's good. I'm glad you learned it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome, guys. You just plug it into the chat. So fantastic. I was just having a conversation with like two people. So that's good if you guys come on. Hey, Pink Pixel Goose, welcome. What's up, y'all? Good to see you guys on here. If you guys don't mind, just give me an area where you're from too, either from the state or country. Don't get like pinpoint or local or anything like that. Just let me know. Just like, hey, I'm from, Arizona, Brazil, Finland, wherever you're at. Just so I'm curious who I'm talking to. You're from England. All right, cool. All right, very good. Yeah, we actually have a lot of people coming. Wait, England. So if you're from England, then it's probably what, 4 a.m. or like 4:30, 3:30 or 4:30, depending exactly where you're at on that one. Megatron, you're from Croatia. Interesting. All right, so that's cool. And are you in the same time zone as that? Oh, it's 1 a.m. I missed it. Completely missed it. All right, so it's only 1 a.m. there. Huh. Let's see. Yeah. We got a few people here that know each other. That's cool. We've been doing this channel for so long. Everybody knows each other. Croatia, though. All right. Yeah. Very, very much hearing I do. Very okay. All right. So it's 10 o'clock, 10:25. So you're a little bit different time than I am. As far as 22:25. That's cool. Are you in military, Mobius? No, you said you're 17. Never mind. What am I saying? All right. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, 1 a.m. Yeah. Usually I got a lot of people on here and I'm like, what the heck are you doing at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. somewhere else? And most of them are like on the night shift or they're, just in between, well, on the night shift, in between at lunch or whatever. And they just check on for 10, 20 minutes, just to say hi. And then they're like, oh, I gotta go back to work and they take off. So 1 a.m. Then also I'm like, why are you even on this thing at 1 a.m.? Like, don't you have something better to do on there? The YouTube desk scroll. Exactly. Yep. That is so correct. I mean, I tell you, you can get lost some days in the whole thing. Anyway, guys, we're hitting 25 minutes. If you guys don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button. That'd be great. We're trying to grow the channel, so please, just takes a second. Just hit the little thumbs up, and then hit the subscribe button and check out some other content I got going on. And yeah, if you're just checking in for the first time, we'll just continue. We're just talking. If you got something you want to talk about, a question or a subject, put it up in there. I think I might have missed one subject in there. Federal District, Brazil. You said, yep. And from England. Okay. Oh, you know what? If you're from England, drinking hard, smoking much. Yeah, I hear that one. You're from England. All right. So I'm going to do a story. Who was that? Sorry. Who's from England? It was Pixel something. Pink Pixel Goose. I'm about to do a story about people from like UK or England getting thrown in jail or prison based on what their social media and what they're posting on that. Pixel, is that correct? Are you actually, I mean, I imagine it's true because of what I'm reading and what I'm doing it, but how are you guys going to finagle that? That's supposed to go live here in a little bit. I'm actually looking at the paperwork across my desk on the other side of the room that I'm going to be talking about that one. So Pixel, if you're still on here, if you're not from England, it's the whole thing is, no, let me get it for you. Hold on a second. Bear with me. Hold on a second. All right. So sorry. Yeah, they do not have the freedom of speech. That is the crazy thing about it. How you can lower your car insurance and don't get insured. So significant concerns about free speech, privacy, and government overreach in the UK under the Online Safety Act. So I got like a couple pages. You can read that without the green screen. A couple pages going on with this whole thing. So Mobius says in the UK, the government began to regulate social media for safety purposes, but it doesn't feel like it since they're asking their ID to use the apps. 100%. I mean, so Mobius, like you said safety purposes, which, I agree. That's what they said. What the hell kind of safety are they looking at? Like, how are they doing that? What? Safety from what? What are they protecting themselves from? So I briefly read this. Like I said, I print them off, then I do my research, I highlight, I do the whole thing, and then I do the video later on, which please watch the videos if you guys don't mind. But I want to say it was like April or something like that. You are shut down. So highly controversial, breakdown on the recent thing, arrests. The figure of more than 30 arrests per day. So that equates to 12,000 per year for offensive online posts, retweets, or similar content stems from a Steve Forbes opinion piece in September 25. Can you believe that? So Molly Pirates, and I guess you can't hear it. Yeah. Yeah, what is it? What did you say? Yeah, same purpose. So offensive online posts. Now, again, who decides what's offensive and who's not? They have more arrests than Russia. Okay, it's Megatron. That's interesting coming from Croatia. Yeah, do you think so? I mean, because does Russia have that? Honestly, I don't know that. I mean, does Russia have the same kind of thing? Does Croatia have the same thing for that matter? I don't know. But this is interesting. Of course, you're pissing people off like Elon Musk because, of course, X is wants to be there. So at the same time, like, well, if you can't have Elon, the most influential, possibly obviously the most wealthy man in the world, on your side, that's the problem. So Eli Chico, Trump voice. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Gen X. What is that? Kevin Robert, what is that? What is that, a pill? I don't know. But anyway, going forward, this thing. It says, however, arrests do not always lead to convictions, but I mean, okay, still, that's terrible. Many cases involve threats, harassment, or incitement rather than pure opinion. Official stats are patchy as police don't always track social media, only offenses separately. This is could be very, very harmful overall. Yeah, it's April 2026. They're going to finalize the guidance and minimum standards by April 2026, after which mandatory deployment could follow swiftly. This includes assessing accredited technologies for encrypted environments. Are you guys okay with this whole thing? In UK, Pixel, I don't know. Are you still here, Pixel? Maybe I'm just talking to the air right now. But, Kevin Roberts, my mom took Tylenol when she was pregnant. Okay. Well, a little Tylenol is not terrible. Let's put it that way. Mobius, what's even more crazy at Spotify is asking for ID to use the app as well. Oh, okay. All right, so yeah, I mean, I guess, well, if you're listening to some content, I guess with Spotify, you should probably have it on there. Well, yeah, but you got to have some, I mean, for people that swear and cuss and all that stuff, I guess. But yeah, for most just music, agreed. Why would you have all that? But yeah, of course, there's probably artists and musicians slipping things in there, I guess, that I don't know. I don't live there and I don't want to live there. Let's just put it that way. So I guess Pixel's gone. I guess 1 a.m. for him is he's took off, but or he just can't say nothing about this. Maybe that's the whole thing. He just can't say anything about it. Big Brother's what exactly. So he's like, yeah, you're right, but I can't say anything because I'm worried that I'm going to get my door kicked in by the actual Gestapo. That's a funny thing. People keep talking about, Trump being this horrible dictator and he's going to do all this stuff and all this stuff. Well, hell, literally in the UK, they're shutting down free speech. And you think Trump's the bad guy. And then, of course, Iran, they're just killing people in the streets. So you got that going on. I mean, yeah, England does have CCTV everywhere over there. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the book 1984, and I'm reading that one. And it was a very slow beginning, but now I'm starting to get into the whole plot of it. And it's exactly what you're talking about, the CCTV, just telecom or telescreens. They're called telescreens. Everywhere. They watch every single thing that they do, and you never know if they're good, if they're actually watching or who's watching and everything. That's some scary stuff. But I mean, with no freedom of speech, no all that, it's bad news. It's bad news. Not something I want to be. And anyway, all right, we hit 30 minutes. You guys, thank you for liking and subscribe. Looks like a lot of people actually already did that, so I appreciate that. Please keep coming. If you have first time here, like and subscribe. But when the ID verification came to YouTube, a lot of people are using Clippy as their profile pic around the internet as a gesture of protest. I don't know what Clippy is. All right, I'm learning. Let me take a look. What's Clippy? Clippy. Oh, an office assistant? Is that the paperclip? Holy crap, I feel old. Kevin Roberts, you feel even older. Oh, Clippy. I remember Clippy. Yeah, the little paperclip, stupid thing. That's funny. The life and death of Microsoft Clippy, the paperclip from Artsy back in August 2025. Microsoft Bob, personally launched by Bill Gates. Oh, man, that little guy, he was so much fun to watch. Oh, that's funny. I'm even older. I love Clippy. He was so annoying. Right? I mean, seriously. Clippy is an old Windows mascot. Look at Mobius talking about old. He's guy's 17. Yeah, we know he's not that old, Clippy, or he's not that old, Mobius. Because me and Kevin remember that guy like he was yesterday. So it's funny. That is pretty funny, though. Yeah, Clippy. So they're using him as an internet gesture protest. Huh. I just travel around the internet a lot. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that an old Microsoft logo could be a mascot. A mascot of what? Overthrowing the government. That is crazy. He used to help me out and tell me how to use a computer. Who knew? That is funny, Clippy. AI's assistant, Tom's Hardwell. Why is Clippy everywhere? Oh, that's good stuff. All right, so I was hoping Pixel would have that conversation on here, but I guess he's probably gone since he's not answering the questions and coming back to the chat. So that's too bad. It's too bad we lost him. But anyway, that's good things. What else is happening around there? Hey, Mobius, what's your take on the rainforest? Can you guys still hear me? Number one, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Because I think when I get phone calls, I think it throws it off, and that's the problem I run into. You can. Okay, cool. All right, good. All right. I got worried about that. Um, oh, I got to figure that out. I did freeze for a minute. Yeah. Um, hold on a second. Okay, good. I'll wait. I'll wait. All right, I'm back. I got a buddy of mine calling. He's trying to figure out what we're doing tonight. But hey, um, all right. But yeah. I'm curious about the rainforest because when I was probably 17, the biggest problem that we had in the world was the rainforest was going to be all mowed down and gone, and we were going to lose a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna put you back on mute. Hold on a minute. Kevin, you're drinking. Keep PBR. That's funny. Yep, I am still drinking the whiskey. I actually had a couple Michelob Ultras because they didn't have PBR at the bar I was at earlier, so that was kind of sad on me. But anyway, I'm curious to see what you think, Mobius. Let me know about about that because that was our biggest thing. You want to talk about Clippy being old? The thing was about the rainforest. And I know they're going to have some big conference or something down there, and then so they were clearing out a whole bunch of it and that kind of thing. So I'm curious. So Laura Bush, hi there. I'm a former First Lady. Can you Venmo me? That's pretty good. Yeah, I can't. I can't. I don't have Venmo, but the molten lava cake sounds awesome. KFC Family Feast. Anyway, Laura Bush 43, welcome. Make sure you like and subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Say no to drugs, Laura Bush. Yep, exactly. Save the rainforest. Say no to drugs. That's pretty funny. Someone that put somebody else's name on there. Yeah, $35. I can get a KFC Family Feast. Is that how much they are now? Anyway, Mobius, we're still waiting for your answer about the rainforest, but take your time. It's fine. We can come back to it if you want to. Anyway, guys, we hit over 35 minutes. If you guys hit like and subscribe, that'd be great. I would really appreciate it. It's fun. Hey, not 3 days. Good. Welcome, Jesus King. Not 3 days, as in he rose in 3 days. Is that what you're talking about? Don't idolize money. There you go. All right. Well, we were talking about something completely different. So I don't know if you're just joining us and you missed that kind of the whole conversation. But anyway, you're welcome. Well, you're welcome to join us and come on here and everything else. We're actually looking for a subject. So if you actually have a serious subject you want to talk about, let us know. We're actually waiting for one other answer to come back to and all that. But yeah. So Kevin's an accountant. It's his job. That's funny. Well, you don't idolize it though. You just watch it very closely for that matter. All right, so here we go. Here's the answer I was looking for. Mobius, the whole country relies on their bloom or their biome. The Brazilians make sure to preserve both local fauna and flora, sustaining both the environment and the cities around the nation. So good. So, I mean, that's the thing. It was, you talk about idolizing money. I think a lot of people were just burning down the Brazilian rainforest just to make money. And so it's good to see that, they're preserving it and just taking care of it. I mean, supposedly there's so many cancer, ridding things there and all kinds of things that bushes and trees and brush that will turn into medicine someday. We just haven't discovered it yet. So that's good to know, Mobius. That is interesting. I was curious about that because again, we talked about being older and all that stuff. Is it milk tea? You've been here before, right? Milk tea. I subbed. Hey, thanks for subbing. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. But yeah, like I say, if you have a serious subject, we're just talking about anything right now. So that's cool. And I almost forgot about the natives. They're important for the country's history and culture. Exactly. Yeah, you definitely do not want to lose them. Oh, milk tea, you weren't. Okay. I was thinking something. Is it? See, I can't read. It's too small. It is milk tea, right? Yeah, okay. I'm trying to remember the rest of it. Milk tea AS20. All right, well, welcome. Hey, it's good to see you. Again, we're just looking at topics to talk about. We're just kind of going through the whole thing, and that's basically what it is. It gives me an excuse to have a couple little brown liquor here. So, but I do got a couple videos coming out. It was the one about the UK, talking about military bases around the world as well. So let me know if those subjects interest you. If you guys can go through some of the videos I've been doing. So I've been trying to get enough screen time and watch hours on this thing to hit the 3,000 mark that it has to be on there. That's what I'm doing. I forget. I don't know what I'm at now. I stopped counting a couple days ago, but we're somewhere like probably around 14 or 1,500. So I'm getting there. We've only been doing this channel since March. Just started it, and kind of just I learned so much, not only about technology, but the algorithm and just everything that has to do with everything. And then, of course, I learned from people like yourselves out there. I'm learning about the rainforest tonight and doing all those things too. So that's very awesome. So, yeah, Mobius, I had a lot of fun tonight, but I got to go to sleep. I'll come back to you. Yeah, please. Yeah, definitely go straight. So, Mobius, I'm on, I'm always on Sundays between 6 and 7. Okay. So, somewhere between 6 and 7, I'll hop on here. Mobius, love to have you on here. Appreciate it. Here's the information. Get a good night's sleep. Okay. Take care of yourself. And again, call those pilots and let them know. So, anyway, appreciate it. Yeah, not 3 days. My first time too. Cool. Thank you guys for being here. If you let stick on here for about 4 or 5 minutes, if you like what you hear, please go ahead and like and subscribe and put it on there. But yeah, I try and do a little bit of everything. If you look at the playlist that I have and you look at the videos and kind of things, I try and balance between interviews and knowledge. A lot of questions come from these chats. People are like, hey, why do you do this? One thing I did the other day was January 4th. Why does the United States pledge allegiance to the flag? Well, I thought it was a dumb question, but then I actually researched it and went through the whole thing, and I realized, oh my God, this is actually a legitimate question that in most countries, actually the majority of countries, don't pledge any flag at all. And so I learned from that one. So you can watch that video. It's only 8 minutes. Most of my videos are less than 12 minutes, less than 10 really. And I talk fast. I try and get through things fast just because that's my attention span. So it's one of those things to look at. I did a thing about America's challenge in farming. Talked about our workers poor was one thing. We talked about birthing robots. That came up in one of the chats because in Japan, they have what's called birthing robots. Now, it's not exactly what you think it sounds like, but at the same time, it is a very interesting thing to learn about. So I did a whole video. Again, that's only 11 minutes on there. Some of the Georgia's 2020 election stuff, that's kind of getting older now as we speak, just because. But you can learn about affordable housing and how that is from some experts on that. No tax on tips. So one big, beautiful bill is explained. Another thing about why playing rugby is worth the pain. A guy named Kevin Roberts, if he's still on here, he did a whole video about that. You can see us sit next to each other. And that was done, it seems like forever ago, but that was a little over a month ago that was done. And then I went in to talk about, Kevin never heard of it, right? And then I went into about my AI girlfriend just ghosted me. That was an interesting one, how it went. So yeah, Kevin, I put that up on December 11th. So you figure we probably got together the 10th or 9th or something like that. But, if anybody's into cars, you can read about the rebrand of Jaguar, how that was in there. And then going back to the fraud of ATM, of Somali fraud, back to November 26th. And we're, of course, just hearing a lot about it now and how that's all playing out. So that was all in there. And I don't know, try and break it up, try and do a whole bunch of stuff. Got about 133 videos on there. I don't know how many shorts I have on here, but I got enough. 280 shorts, believe it or not. All under 3 minutes, obviously, for shorts that they are. And then, like I said, I've been having a lot of the fun with the lives because I'm learning so much from people that are going forward on these things. I got to do a better job of my thumbnails, though. I got to do a better job of letting people know that I'm going to be on here. Most of the time, I have no idea when I'm going to jump on, but I do. And I just appreciate everybody just coming on. And thanks, guys, so much for subscribing because it looks like you guys are already hitting the count. So I don't know if you just joined me for the first time. Please like and subscribe because, yeah, you guys are all hitting it. So that's awesome. I do appreciate that. But yeah, if you got any other topics, let me know. Otherwise, we can call it a night. I'm planning on being on here tomorrow. And then, like I said, always on Sundays between 6 and 7 after my family dinner, I get on here and we have a rip-roaring discussion. A lot of people are on that one because you never know throughout the nights of the week. You just never know how many people are going to be on this thing. But Sunday nights is like the sweet spot, I think. And we get a ton of people on here with absolutely phenomenal discussions. And I always look forward to that because that's my cool thing about that one. But so anyway, we're hitting 45 minutes. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna check off. And please like and subscribe. And then football is on Sunday. Yeah, we got a few things. What, the Patriots are playing the Texans. Looking forward to that one. I don't know what time that is. We got football on Monday night. Then we got college at 7:30 Eastern time. We got Miami's about to get their ass kicked by Indiana. So we'll see how that plays out. But I don't know. I mean, I'm a college guy, but I didn't know I did not put on my agenda that Miami was going to play some team called Indiana, which is a basketball school. I had no idea that was going to happen, but we'll see what happens. So as we hit 45 minutes, guys, I'm going to check off. And again, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. If the other guys are still on here, but God bless you.